Oh, having a very nice time wandering up. I thought this route, which is straight from the Storey Arms rather than Point Darf, would be a bit quieter. It's not. So instead of the route up by Point Darf being the M4, this is more like the A1. However, the views are still stunning. Over towards Fan Fao there. And there's a few people on the top. You can't see them on there, but I can just see them silhouetted. I think it's a couple of fell runners that I saw going up earlier. I'm not in a rush, so I'm taking my time enjoying this. Intend to stay out at least tonight, possibly tomorrow. And the plan is to camp on Fanny Big, which is way over in that direction. So, according to all of the forecasts for the guys coming down, the girls coming down the hill, it's a little bit windy, it's a little bit misty, so I'm glad I've got the waterproofs with me. Chat to you later. Don't know whether you can see it on the camera, but those clouds are moving very fast with this wind, so probably, let's have a look. Can we focus on there? Just see it. Possibly about 25-30 miles an hour general gust. That should clear up. However, being in Brecon, you never quite know. And we're coming up to the Kissing Gate that leads down into a little valley, and then we're on that long slog all the way to the top. Now, I know from previous experience that that ridgeline is going to be absolutely freezing. So somewhere along there I'm going to stop, change clothes, put on my down jacket perhaps, and then crack on. Because the last thing I want to do is to be bloody freezing. So a quick apology if the wind and the noise and the sound of my voice are a little bit distorted. I do have a Rode microphone on. However, the wind is really bad and I'm not 100% sure how good the microphone is going to be in conditions like this. I've camped down here in the past. Quite pleasant. Water supply always helps as well. So currently I've got 2 litres with me. But I know with the dehydrated rations I've got, I'll probably need to get some more. One of the things I do before I come out on walks is I pre-hydrate, and I know there's a few difference of opinions on whether you should pre-hydrate or not. Something I've always done, and it's something that's worked for me. So by that I mean I'll take at least 2.5 to 3 pints of water before I start a walk. So an hour and a half before I start walking, I'll start drinking the water, so I've got plenty of bodily fluids. And as I said, 2 litres with me should be enough, but if it's not, I do have a heated meal, a wet meal, so I won't starve and I won't go cold. I can always drink tea, and I do have plenty of snacks, high energy snacks, that I'll show you later on. I always tend to overpack on the snacks because, to be honest, I'm a bit of a fat bugger when it comes to the calories on a hill like this, or on a mountain like this. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Chat to you later, guys and girls. Just coming down these steps, the paving stones or the slabs that have been put down, probably by Natural Resource Wales and volunteers. These are a little bit dodgy on the feet, so you should be careful about it. And also from previous experience, they can be very slippy when wet and treacherous with ice and snow on them. So no matter how young or fit you are, this is one of those areas where you always take your time going down. So this is the stream. Previously I've camped over in that spot there, and a little bit further beyond, and there's a little corner, a little place just around the corner there that's quite nice. So here we go, how to get across without getting your feet soaking wet. So at the minute I'm using a pair of regatta walking boots, lightweight, apparently waterproof. It's not Gore-Tex, it'll be some other permeable membrane, and they seem pretty good. I've done a couple of 100 miles in them so far. and they are comfy. It's the lightweight that's a real bonus. My Mindell Boutons are big, heavy boots, much more suited for winter walking. And looking at the weather mirrors, I should have brought them. Anyway, time to get the head down, the bum up, and crack on up towards this ridgeline. Sort of hope you can see me and hear me on the last leg. Hopefully you can see where we're going up into that ridgeline, and that is where we've been. It's just over my shoulder. Not really far to go, well, to Corn D anyway, so let's just crack on, keep going. When we get closer to the cloud line, I've got a 35mm Fuji that I'm going to stop, put in the rucksack, put my waterproof on. Guess that cloud's not supposed to clear for another couple of hours, but it is getting better looking at the ridgeline. So that's the ridgeline I'm going to walk along, the Cribben. So hopefully I'll get a nice day's walking. It is supposed to get better, mountain weather forecast says it will, so fingers crossed. Dreaming of the outdoors. Look at those views. They are stunning. If it wasn't so windy, I'd quite happily sit down, get the cooker out, cup of tea, a few pages of a book, and just think about shit. Being up here really gives my head a good clear out, and not just because of the wind, but that solitude that I keep saying. From a mental health point of view, this is just amazing for me. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Dreaming of the outdoors does not get any better than this. It really doesn't. See all the way towards Craggy Knot, over there towards Clinny Fan Fach, which is over in that direction. Absolutely stunning. Right, I think it's now time for the waterproof and make that final ascent into Corn D. So last of the battery for this one anyway. That's the peak in Corn D. There's the views. And let me just get the poles out the way. That's the frost caused by the condensation in the low mist, the low clouds, and the wind. It looks really, really pretty, but we're probably looking at maybe -5 wind chill up here. And many moons ago, I had a lovely photograph taken with one of my dogs just on that ledge. Absolutely stunning sunshine, and now it's covered in frost. Fantastic weather, love it. Oh, a little bit better now. Just starting to clear. So there we go. Hope you can hear me. I'm out of the wind a little bit. Oh, nice. Oh, you might be able to see the microphone in there, so sorry about that. Taking a seat, admiring the views, having a bit of a chill, thinking, what a fantastic achievement to get up here. Freezing though. Not more I can say really. It's going to be really busy on the top. A load of people who are not at all in the right clothing, protected from the wind, the elements. Just amazes me, absolutely amazes me, people. A place like this, and you're going to get hypothermia if you stay here too long. But their lives, or mountain rescue, and they need to come out and do something about it. Anyway. onwards and upwards. And as usual, absolutely full of people. Fantastic though, you can barely see anything because of the fog and the mist. This is where the prevailing wind comes up, so you can obviously see the white patches or the frost. And you can't see Condu at all, really. It's there. Usual queue to get to the top to get a photograph. I'm obviously not going to bother, been there before. Go to the edge, and where we're looking towards now is towards Brecon. If you can see it. And a lovely, lovely route it is as well. I sit down, have a look at the map and decide which way I'm going to go. Go back along there. That little tarn down there looks a nice little place. But what the hell? World's my oyster. Put the camera down and I'll have a look. So this is my usual spot to get out of the wind. Absolutely lovely. Just do a bit of a panorama, sort of. Absolutely fantastic, love it. So what I'm going to do is get the kettle out, have a brew. So I'm sort of hoping you can hear me using the Rode microphone that I've got, and that seems to have switched itself off. No, it doesn't. There we go. Yeah, sorry. Power saving. So walking along from Pennyvan there, that's Condy, towards the Cribben. That's the big bugger ahead of me. Horrible, horrible path. Although I know why it's here. It's just really awkward and bad on the feet. Coming up to a little cairn on the right hand side, so you keep walking past that, you dip down into a valley. Well, it's not even a valley, I don't know quite how you describe it, to be honest. There's a lake there, so I said I'm going to stop, get a brew, fill my water up, get lots of more water inside me, fill my water bottles up, and then back along and see what happens. Got an absolutely stunning view so far today. Absolutely stunning. It really has worked. The weather forecast was spot on. Gotta love time outside, haven't you? Oh my word. I really hope you can hear this. Stunning, stunning views. You just can't beat the Brecons at this time of the year. I know people like the lakes and the peaks and Snowdonia. These mountains are just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. So coming up towards the top where I turn right, 2 walkers there. So, Pennyvan on the right, Condy on the left, and that's the ridge I work down and then walk back up again. Pretty hard work. Oh. Sometimes dreaming of the outdoors. However, you are absolutely stunning. No idea if you can hear me on this. Bloody God. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll turn around now, back to the wind, makes it a bit easier. Fantastic. So, I'm heading off in that direction. 2 minds whether or not to do loop down, up and across, or just cut straight through. See how I feel. Oh, let's crack on out of this wind a little bit. Oh, it's sharp. That's got to push the temperature down by about 5-6 degrees easily. Right, talk to you later, guys, girls. Must be time for the selection process to start happening, because there's lots of guys and girls out on the hills training for it. Oh, anyway, time for a brew. And then I'm off up there, and that's Fanny Big. I'm a little bit earlier than I thought I would be, but what the hell. I might just decide to walk back along the ridge and then down again into the woods and camp tonight, rather than, I was going to camp on the top there, but I'm way early. But anyway, we'll see. Time to turn the cooker down. There we go. Get the tea bag. And the tea bag goes in. Oh, and he burned his fingers, and that's it. That's all I like. Really, really weak tea. Can't beat a nice cup of tea. Wow, top of Fanny Big. Absolutely hanging out my. Whew. That's a hell of a lot of climbing I've done. I have to look on the map for all of those elevations and descents as well. Fabulous views up here though. Well worth it. Let's just turn round into this valley. Yeah, see that? Absolutely gorgeous. There's Pennyvan, Condé over there. Absolutely fabulous. Whew. So the decision is, do I stay up here or do I continue walking down into the valley and camp tonight? Just walking along the edge of Penny Big. Towards the little summit shelter that's up there. It's been very kindly built. Fortunately, the wind's going in totally the wrong direction. I might be able to pitch the tent on the other side. That might be good. But the wind is coming from over there. Fabulous view, mind, isn't it? Which is going to hit straight in the middle of that. So, a bit of a pain. This doesn't look too bad, mind. Oh, look at that. That's where I've come from. Excuse me, on the other side of that far ridge. Up from the Story Arms, Corndew, up to Pennyvan, down again, along the Cribbin, down again, up to Penny Big. Fanny Big, Penny Big. Penny Big? I have no idea. I'm knackered at the minute. Let's have a look at this. What's this? We don't need that there, do we? Now, I could probably pitch the tent in there, but the wind is coming from that direction. However, around the other side, if I sit down, kneel down, not too bad. Yeah. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see. So, next step, along the ridge line, down towards the reservoir, and find a place to camp down there, and then back over again, up onto the other ridge, right the way back along towards Corndee, drop down towards the Story Arms tomorrow afternoon. Fingers crossed. Probably better that I do that, because all of the water pools that are normally up here are empty, and I think I've got about 1.5 litres left, which isn't really enough for the dehydrated meals that I've got. So yeah, let's crack on. So excellent. At least this pool's got water in it. Now, I have to have a check around the pool just to make sure there's no dead things knocking around. Although it looks a bit stagnant, etc., water filter will be fine, boil it, even better. What I don't want though are millions or hundreds and thousands, etc., of tadpole things. So just got to be a bit careful when I'm looking at that. Yeah, frog spawn, best not while they are spawning. Oh well, lovely photo, lovely view, but best not do it. Right, onwards and upwards, find my way back across, and away we go. So a little bit of idea where we've came, over there, and that's Fanny Big, Penny Big. However, we originally started way over there, went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, went up, went up, etc. And we're now going towards Craig Cowchwally, I think it's pronounced, not 100% sure. And I'm going to have to make a decision on whether or not I follow the ridge line that way, so go to the edge there, and then hang back, or I go on the Brecon Beacons way, which basically goes that way. So that's decision point for me. I've been looking around to see if I can find any cleanish water that I'll be able to get. All of the puddles, etc., are dry, which is really unusual for this time of the year. Remember, it's only April. So yeah, big decisions time. Well, you probably can't see it. However, there's a cross. Obviously means something. It's amazing what you can find when you're wandering around, sort of off-piste as it were, on the moors. Or the Brecons, the moors. It's my Yorkshire route coming in. If I get down low, it'll be silhouetted. Just let me get round. There we go, you'll be able to see that. Get down low, silhouetted against the sky. It's such a shame there are no pools knocking about, because there's no wind here at all. This will be absolutely perfect. So disappointing. There we go. I suppose being Easter Saturday, that means something. Plane in the sky, very, very few of them. And over onto the left over there, we've got Pen y Fan, Condy, the ridge, and I'm just going to walk along and then drop down towards the woods, and that's where I'll find my water. Such a pain. But there you go, planning and preparation prevent poor performance, as they say. And all I needed to do was take 1 more litre of water, and I'd have felt a lot comfier. But there you go. God, this is a gorgeous place, this. Barely any wind at all, barely any wind. I get the map out and see if there's any pools that are listed on it. Gosh. There's a thing when you're in the forces called babies' heads, and it's these tufts of grass. And if you don't walk on them properly, it bloody hurts your back. That's what I just did there. Right, so I need to find the path, if there is one, that leads down to the road, that leads down into that area. And hopefully nab some Vasa. Right, that looks a little bit dodgy, but that is essentially where I want to go. Now, keep going along. Do it the easy way, Andrew. You don't need to kill yourself. That's where I've come from. You can't really see, but that's the line I'm following down. It's very boggy, very muddy, very damp, and you can tell that by the grass. It's all marsh grass. So hopefully just there should be a stream. Oh, glinting water, which means, yeah, but it's not really suitable. Still a bit brackish. However, I need to cross it. Already had one little slip. And that looks like really crap stuff, that does. Bloody typical. Yeah. Nice test for the regatta boots. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, so plan. Head in this rough direction. There's some houses over there, and that's where the stream stroke river is that comes from that reservoir that was empty. Not really sure what I'm going to do if there's no water there. Anyway, ho-hum. Now if you listen very carefully, you can hear running water. So I'm going to go for a bit of an investigate and see if I can get some of that water. And that means I can camp down here tonight, have a really chilled out afternoon, read the book that I brought. Yes, silly me. Got a book in the bag which adds to the weight, but what the hell. I like to relax. That should be fine. Running water is much, much more preferable to stagnant water anyway. So yeah, fingers crossed. And it looks like it's just over here. Just in that area there. I am not going to video myself getting that, because that might just be a little bit ridiculous. Although it might make Jeremy Beadle for those that are old enough. So pack off and get the water and find a campsite. One happy teddy bear. Something always turns up. Fabulous. Right, somewhere in this pack is my water filtration kit. Perfect. This is it. So let me just see if I can whack the GoPro down somewhere. Yeah. So this bag is made by CNOC. It's got an end that works with the water, the Sawyer filter, and this end slides off to make it really easy to get the water in. And then the Sawyer water filter screws on and I get the water out. So I can suck it out at this end, and I also have in here, just to be on the safe side, some Puritabs, water purification tablets, quite a few of those. So that's my water filtration kit. The other thing that I have here is a straw, so I can stick the straw on the end, stick that on the end, and literally just drink it straight from the filter, from the water through the filter out of it. So let's go see if we can do that then. So there we go, we've got the water there. Let's have a look if we've got any other ones. I'm desperately trying not to stick my foot in stuff here. Can't really get to that one. This has all been filtered by the grass as well, so that's good. I'm going to use the one down here. Oh! My foot's just gone straight down into something. Yep, into the crap. Oh, we've got to be careful. Still, it's a warm day. How are we doing? Not bad. Yep, that'll do. That doesn't look too bad either. Putting it up to the sun, looks fairly clean. So, let's see if we can navigate our way back to the rucksack and filter some water. And I think what we're going to do is sit down, boil a cup, a big brew, a big cup of tea. Let's have a big squaddy brew. Get some liquids down my neck while this filters through. Really, really, really pleased now. The other option was just basically to sack it and go back home. However, with the water that I've got here and in the rucksack, I'm hot to trot. Really pleased. That is dreaming of the outdoors. You probably can't see me, but that's not too bad. Got the water filter. Take the top off this. Screw the top on that. And I've already sealed it. And that is drinkable water. Oh, and that's actually really, really nice. It's really cool. Oh, so my cook set. This is, let's have a think, 750ml pot from Lixada, titanium. This is the one-man pot that I use, especially when I'm using dehydrated. Bit of Velcro strip to keep it together. Just put that back in there. Lid comes off. Got a nice little mug. I'm not going to use the mug today, I'm just going to literally fill this up with water. A scouring pad to clean it. A lighter. My MSR pocket rocket. And my gas. Longer walks, I always take 2 sets of gas. I'm a bit paranoid about stuff like that. So first off, let's get this opened. There we go. Right, I've got a base. Let's put that out the way. It'll go on the bottom. I'm just trying to figure out if that is... Yeah, that's stable enough there. There we go. Right, next thing I need to do is put some water in here. And this is going to take a while. So all I'm doing is squeezing the water into the cup. It should happen by itself with gravity, so what you can do with these is get the water and then overnight just hang it up and let gravity do its thing. But I'm just going to squeeze it, get the water out that I want. And it's going to take a while, as I said, so I'm not going to bother. I'll bring you back when it's done. So there we go. It really didn't take as long as I thought, however. Gorgeous water. It's crystal clear inside. Apart from the odd bits of grass that you get when you're wild camping anyway. So on with the brew. Get that steady. Turn it up, put the top on, and sit back and chill. Oh, how can life get any better? Found the water, always turns up somewhere. Just a matter of having a look at the map, following your nose, looking at the contours, thinking where the streams and water should be, and carrying the right stuff. So that water filter up there, absolutely perfect. Always, always, always carry a water filter. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, where I'm going on the walks. But you never quite know what the weather's going to be like, what you might need, and I'm just that way inclined really. So what I'm going to do is hang up with you guys, because I need to keep an eye on the cooker. It's very dry grass, I don't want to let the cooker slip over, start a fire. So talk to you later, guys. So came from up there, all the way along that ridge, those lumpy bumpy bits, and now I'm heading down towards the road, or the path I should say. It's not a road. What I'm doing is hoping to find somewhere to camp, and I've found a couple of spots back up there, but there might be an easier spot further down, you never know. If not, I'll just traipse a few hundred metres back up, see what happens there. Anyway, very nearly at the road. I call it a road compared to crap I've been on. That's a road, because all I've been walking on is making my own path up there and down. Had a thoroughly good day so far. Still got a lot of time left. About 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I don't know, sunset? It's about 7 o'clock to sunset? Yeah, something like that. Alright, really dodgy getting over here. Ah, there we go. So there we are. On the road, head down towards the trees, find a flat sheltered spot and chill out for the rest of the day. Came down there, that ridge. There's a sign that says pedestrians turn left, turn right, and then sort of keep turning left towards the river and you get here. So, and there's a nice little bridge to cross. I should have filmed it, but to be honest I'm too tired at the minute. Still haven't found somewhere suitable. However, that looks good. I'm really in two minds on whether or not to crack on up to the ridge or just camp down here and then do the ridge tomorrow morning. Let's have a look at this place here. Oops, a daisy, that's a tree branch. I am quite tired now. So I was up at 5 o'clock this morning to get my stuff ready for an hour's drive, an hour and 20 minutes drive to the bottom of Pen y Fan. No. And the reason I'm saying no is that it's too exposed to other people, cars, etc. So that's not really wild camping. Excuse me. It may be a trek up to that big ridge. Let's have a look on the map. I'll get the electronic one out. And basically we're going straight ahead up that great big ridge to that trig point, and we turn right at the trig point. So it looks flat, but it's that wind. It's the wind that's the problem here. So I'm going to risk it, stuff it. If I need to walk all night, I'll walk all night. It's been a fabulous day so far, so I can't really complain. Talk to you later. Last bit of this battery left. I've just come away from the trig point. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it over there. Right, smack in the middle of the frame, there's a guy on a bike. It's a bit far away because I'm on a wide lens here. After coming up an incredibly steep piggin hill, and I'm now debating whether or not to camp here. And I know it looks a little bit desolate and a little bit bumpy lumpy, with lots of small babies' heads, as we say. But it's either that or walk back to the car. I've done this walk incredibly fast, much faster than I thought I would. I think I've done nearly 16.5 miles so far. Can't quite remember what time I started. I have to check on the time codes with the GoPro. I should have made a note, but anyway, my fault. Oh, but I've loved it, absolutely loved it. Loved pushing myself, giving myself a bit of a target. You get up that last piggin hill as quickly as I can, and I thought it might be an hour. I got up there in 46 minutes, 47 minutes. So yeah, I really don't know what to do. It's nice and quiet down here. Although it is a bit tight, if I step out and then step back. So yeah, I'll be able to get the footprint for the hilly, not the hilly, the MSR in there. But it's just so bumpy. The mat will absorb quite a lot of it. That's why I'm in two minds. Because I really want to stay out tonight and get some photos of the stars. Because they are going to be amazingly fantastic. It's going to be a really clear night, and the walk tomorrow is going to be fabulous as well. So, I don't know. So hopefully you can see me. There we go, might be a little bit better with the sun straight in my face. Tent's all set up, stuff's all out. It's a bit of a mess, to be perfectly honest. I don't like it this messy, but I'm absolutely knackered. So a little bit of a tour around it first, a bit of the outside. My boots over there, socks are really sticky and sweaty, so they should dry out in the sun. Cook kit, water, food, and the spare extra 2 litres that I really didn't need to carry 2 litres because I filled one of those up, so I should be okay for tomorrow anyway. I've got a spare hat, gloves and buff. Always carry spare hat, gloves and buff. You always do stuff like that in my head. My spare clothes for tonight, thermal long johns and thermal top. Everything's very red, isn't it? And my possible bag with lots and lots of stuff inside. I have an inflatable pillow by, let's have a look, Trespass. Just move that over there. My fantastic Thermarest Neewear X-Lite to sleep on. I've got my OEX, which is a bit lighter than the Alp kit, and the Alp kit didn't quite work for me because of the size. It's an Evolution something or other. Evolution Helios EV, sorry. Yeah, there we go, just turn it around. Helios EV goes down to about 3 degrees comfort, so that should be quite nice. It's just fluffing up at the minute, lofting up. This is the Summit Reactor, whatever it is. This is the liner that is supposed to add about 15 degrees to a sleep system. So that would be really interesting to try that tonight. I might use the sleeping bag as a quilt and then just sleep in this. Over in the corner, again, a bit messy. I've got my down jacket. I've got my Fuji XT3 for later on tonight, and I've got some stuff charging over there as well, and just a really cheap sit mat. So let's have a look outside. Oh, I'll just walk a bit away so we've got some space to see. There we go. So there's the tent. Let's try and move out of the way of the sun. The ground is really, really spongy, so I've used, where is it? Just there. One of my walking poles, just to give it a bit of extra stability, and a walking pole on that side as well. But it looks good, it sort of blends in a little bit more. And I'm behind that little bluff, landslip, wherever it's supposed to be. So that gives me a little bit of a windbreak. So it shouldn't be too bad tonight. Let's check these socks. Yeah, I think they're more sweaty than anything else. Not that you need to see a pair of sweaty socks. I should have a spare set of socks in my clothing bag. You can't beat that kind of view when you're camping, can you? So, MSR's set up, and we've got, what have we got? An Italian inspired meal by Tent Meals. So I've actually read the instructions this time, and 330 mils of water, which apparently is approximately the same size or the same volume as the bag. So what I'm going to do is empty this plastic bag into this Mylar pouch, and this one is reusable. So all I need to do is wash it out whenever, and I've got enough water so I can wash it out tomorrow morning and use it if I want it again. And then fill 330 mils in here, pour that into my cup, and we should be hot to trot. So let me bring you back when I've done all of that. It's a little bit dodgy trying to stand the GoPro up and do it because of the grass and the tussocks or babies' heads, so I'll bring you back. So 330 mils from here, now in there. Next thing is to put it on the stove. Let's see if we can get this going really easily, although that's going to be quite hard because I'm doing it one-handed. There we go. Put that on. Turn that up. Put the lid on. Look at that. That is sunset, dinner on, loving life. When I'm dreaming of the outdoors, this is what I dream of. Doesn't take long at all with a pocket rocket. Look at that. Honestly, it's fabulous, isn't it? Maybe it's just me. Time to eat. So I've given it a really good stir, and hopefully that should be good. Now these Mylar bags, really keep the food a lot warmer than the boil in the bags seem to. No idea why, because it should be pretty much the same thing. It's foiled inside, isn't it? Silver inside. So that might be worth a bit more of an investigation. And now that's sunset. Stunning. I'm going to take a walk out and see if I can get some footage. You can spot the tent because of the wind reflector for my cooking. And I can feel the temperature dropping already. Let's go check my little soldier. Oh, there's my socks still drying out. And we've got, what's that, 5 degrees so far. So, I reckon probably about -2, -3. So, in bed, cutched up. This is the sea to Summit, long johns on, cutch up in there, and I'm using the sleeping bag as a quilt in this case. And if I get a little bit too chilly, which I shouldn't do, all I will do is just zip the sleeping bag up, really. So yeah, so pull that over towards me. That's cool. And I'm sleeping directly on top of the thermarest. My feet are in the footbox part. And hopefully you guys can see me there. It's a bit of a bastardized light they're having to use, so it's quite hard to see the GoPro. And I'm all ready for bed, and it must be, let's give us a minute. Yep, 8:25, so my bedtime is normally about 9 o'clock anyway. So what I think I'll do is put the head torch on, have a little bit of a read, and hunker down until the stars come out, and I'll be outside taking some starry photos, hopefully. That's the ridge I've got to walk along today, and beyond it. And I can just hear your voices now. They can probably hear me as well. There we go. Just coming up there. Looks like a runner. Good for him. Her. Oh, but my God, how can you not just... It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's do a selfie. Dreaming of the outdoors. Time to get the cooker on. But that's the inside of the tent. I don't know whether you can see that. So ice on the inside, so that'll be fine. Ice on there. I can't see any ice anywhere else. No. So all in all, MSR, pretty rocking tent. Not quite sure what the wind will be like up here and how it will survive. There you go, a bit of product placement, MSR backwards. But all in all, I'm impressed with the tent. Sea to Summit, you need pigging shooting. Your thermal reactor, like whatever it is pathetic, pants, crap, useless, waste of space, waste of money. Sorry guys, girls, that's just pathetic. Somebody who puts their life in their hands buying one of those and buying a sleeping bag. So my sleeping bag here is rated to 3 degrees. So by the time you put some clothes on inside, thermal underwear, by the time you put apparently 15 degrees on this, that should have been absolutely fine for last night. No, it wasn't. I was cold. Uncomfortably cold at times as well. So that is going in the general camping box, and I might sell it and see if I can flog it and put the money towards a higher rated down sleeping bag. Possibly somebody was paid a lot of money to advertise and say how good this is. It's not. So today's breakfast, I just can't get over. How can you not just love that? It's just a fantastic sight, isn't it? Right, so today's breakfast is, there we go, bring it closer. British Army all day breakfast, haricot beans, beef sausages, eggs, bacon and tomato sauce in one mushy package. And there's per portion 360 calories in this, and more preservatives than you can shake a stick at, which probably means that everybody who served in the military is going to last forever. And as I keep saying, I am, because I am immortal. So let me get this put down somewhere that you can see. There we go. Not too good. However, right, these things have got a notch on the top, and that's where you open. That's where you open them. So when you've got a short spoon or you don't want to get your hands dirty, the trick is just to fold them a little bit so it pushes all of the food to the top. To get them in the bag or the pot, you really have to scrunch them down. So really scrunched in. Get the water, and let me just lift that up so you can see how much water is in there. So I've scrunched it up. Oh, that's the Rode microphone that I've disconnected because I don't need it today. There you go. Next thing I do, like the cooker. Going to be really interesting trying to balance stuff. There we are. Top on. Cooker is on full. And that's it really. I can make a brew with the water that's already in the cooker, eat warm food, and here presto. The only problem with the wet food like that, the boil in the bag, is the weight. So I do prefer on longer walks to carry dry food, hence the water situation was a little bit worrying, although I did know that I had wet food just in case. And one last thing, I always carry one of these. This is one of those chemical heaters. Just add water, put your wet food in, and you'll be fine. So emergency rations for me, one of those, and wet food. So you don't want to see me eat, I think that's disgusting. Talk to you later. So all I've done is just move the cooker a little bit and turned it to simmer. You just see the Rode microphone in the bottom left there, sorry guys, I'll leave it connected. And you leave it to simmer so that the food, the water, can heat the food all the way through. It's not just a matter of when it's boiled, it's done. You need to leave it there for a few minutes, probably about 5 minutes, boiling or simmering to get the really warm food. So there we go, it's pegged in, just using 2 pegs. And you can just see the drips going in. Yeah, it's going to take a while, and I'm not going to leave it there too long because I'm not quite sure what the gravity, etc. would be like with the pegs. The ground is very soft. But that'll give me just enough water to have a nice good drink this morning while I finish packing away all of this. And it's still an absolutely stunning day. I can see a couple of people way up on the horizon. Whoa! Forgot to peg that down, didn't I? That's lightweight tents for you guys and girls. So I've moved the tent there while I packed up the ground sheet. My ground sheet, it's all folded up, Tyvek ground sheet. Just going to bring you back. There we go. So the water level is now about there, and that'll be plenty to give me enough water this morning. And I've already got another litre anyway. So I'm going to stop all of this. But I just wanted to show you. See if I can hide the sun somewhere. I can't. I just wanted to show you how easy it was to find a place to peg it out and just let it drip overnight. Time to crack on, guys and girls. So, leave no trace. That's the whole idea. You camp and nobody knows you've been there, which means you can go back again next time and still nobody knows you've been there. So I'm starting the walk now, and I'm going to be heading all the way along to that point and then around the ridge. It basically does a great big loop, and yeah, views are going to be stunning again. So lucky, absolutely lucky. Not a bad night's sleep, all things considered. According to the old Fitbit, I had a little over 8 hours total, and that included the snooze that I had from about 8:30 till about 9:30, 9:15, and then the rest of the sleep that I got in there. So yeah, it was good, just very chilly. Really not happy with that Sea to Summit Thermo Reactor Liner thing. I've used it a few times now, and I've just always been a bit dubious, and last night I was really cold. Cold enough that I didn't have long johns with me. I probably would have shivered all night. So I think that's a negative review from me on that, and I've used it, I don't know, 20 nights in total, and most nights I've been cold. So yeah, I need to go this way now, so you're going to be into the sun, so apologies for that, but I'll let you go and I'll just enjoy the walk. So it's a tiny little patch of stones, possibly we could call that a cairn. I've come from that direction, so I skirted and cut off a little bit of a corner of the path. Look at those views though. Absolutely gob slapping. Go down onto a proper path, and this is what we follow all the way along to that far ridge. I can see 2, possibly 3 people just on the edge there. Might be a bit far for you guys to see. So just coming up to a little bit of a gully along the ridge, and that is an interesting scramble down. However, I'm not going to scramble down it. I'm going to be very careful crossing it. Always a bit conscious when you get a little bit older of the dangers. Back in the day, I'd be running across that. However, I'm now 53, not 23. Nice cairn to make sure you're on the right path, and time to move on. Ah, so fantastic. Some views. Ah. Absolutely love it. How can you not? Although when you look at the ups and downs that I did yesterday, no wonder I'm a bit tired at 53. Ah well, keeps you fit, keeps you alive, keeps you active, doesn't it? I'm not going very fast. Still a little bit tired from yesterday. My water intake really slowed me down at the end. Took it out of me a little bit. But part of doing this is knowing your limitations, having that mental resilience to carry on when the chips are down a little bit, knowing you can. It's why I do, it's why I like to encourage other people to come out with me. Push the boundaries a little bit more. Possibly not as physical as this, but definitely those mental boundaries of, can I get up that hill, that mountain? Can I go for a wild camp? What am I going to feel like? What are the noises going to be like? All of the bits and pieces that go along with that, that may be a little bit scary for some people. And I don't blame them for being a bit worried and scared. When you're on the top of a mountain somewhere, miles away from anywhere, miles away from anybody else, you're bound to be a little bit nervous and apprehensive. And that's why going out with somebody a bit more experienced, such as myself, really makes a difference. All the kit's provided. All you need to do, give me a little bit of money, obviously to pay for the kit and the hire, etc. And be prepared for a good day's walking and a fantastic night's camping. Right, a couple of people coming in. I don't like to video when other people are around. Some privacy issues going on there, so I'm going to sack it. Just turn it away and then close it down. Right. Look at that. That is fan foul. Fiona, Claire, if you're watching, you've been up that and on the other side. Oh. Right, Con D on the left, pen of fan, centre frame. I'm just coming down now towards the junction. That'll either take me down to Point Darf, or I can cut across. There we go, and go round back down towards the Story Arms. So I'm coming down towards Point Darf, and then I'm going to be a bit of a fat bugger. There's always a burger van down there, so I'll have a burger, a can of pop, walk back down the road to the Stories, have another burger and a can of pop, and I'll be good. So this is the main track. That's heading down towards Point Darf. That's going up towards Con D on the left. And obviously, being an Easter bank holiday, it's very, very busy. It's very, very busy anyway. Over the years, they've built paths and gullies to help with the erosion, which is really good. And all in all, it's a beautiful day out for the family. Happy Easter.
Right.
You do it every year?
No, it's a family coach, this is.
Ah.
So, I've been up and down a few times with it. We lost a parent this weekend, so...
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry for that one now. Right.
Well done, thank you anyway. Have a good Easter. Amazing. Very nearly at the bottom. Fan foul. Hell of a... Oh, you can't even see it. Can't even see it. Lovely, lovely, lovely place, isn't it? Better do it that way. Not quite sure what the time is. Not going to bother checking. But I was hoping to get back down to the car park for 12 o'clock. So anywhere around then, I'll be good. Always coming down, my toes start to hit the bottom of the boots, always starts to hurt. Anyway, I'm going to shut it off because there's more people coming. There we go, we're almost at the bottom. Walk through the stream, shoot the bridge. We're there. God, there's always a last bit going uphill. Oh, final walk back to the bottom of the Story Arms. It's the Stories. And one of the big things that scares the shit out of me is my car still okay? And it is. Absolutely chuffed to bits. Oh, what a fabulous 36 hours. Absolutely loved it. Not quite sure how many miles. I'll have to check on later, but I'll put it in there. For now, I'm going to go for my second bun and second Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. Dreaming of the outdoors. Love it.